Hi boys and girls, welcome back to our story corner. It's Mrs. Clayton here with Pete the Cat again. Now, last week we read a story about Jack and the Beanstalk, which was one of our fairy tales. Remember what I told you about fairy tales? Do you remember Pete the Cat? Oh, he does. He said all fairy tales start with once upon a time. Now, after you read those fairy tales, boys and girls, you also read some fractured fairy tales. That's where somebody has written a story that's based on the fairy tale, but they made it a little bit different. I hope that you went through those stories and talked about the things that were the same and things that were different between the stories. Today, Mrs. Clayton is going to read you a fractured fairy tale. What do you say? Pete's excited for this. It's one of his favorite stories. So Pete, come sit down. As Mrs. Clayton reads one of her favorite fractured fairy tales. It's called The Three Little Super Pigs. I'm gonna move over here so you can see it just a little bit better. The Three Little Super Pigs. Look at those pigs. I think they already look super. Let's put it over here. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs who captured the big bad wolf in the house made out of bricks. The hungry wolf fell down the little pig's chimney into a big pan of boiling water. He huffed and he puffed, but it was no use. Boys and girls, I can already tell this story happened after the Three Little Pigs story, because at the end of the story, the wolf had gone down the chimney. And now, this is what happens after the story. "I'll get you one day, little pigs," the angry wolf shouted as he was carted off to prison. With smiles on their snouts, the three little pigs waved goodbye to the big, bad villain. Do you see him in there? The citizens of Fairyland were very happy that the big, bad wolf had been defeated. The little wolves were awarded special superhero status and became known as the Three Little Super Pigs. Working together, they all rebuilt the whole town out of bricks to keep everyone safe. "We love you, Super Pigs!" Look at how excited everyone was. From that moment on, the Super Pigs spent all their days being heroes and enjoying their newfound fame. When they weren't greeting their fans, they were fighting crime and stopping nursery rhyme bad guys. I see some, like Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Little Bears. Meanwhile, deep inside Happily Never After prison, the very angry big bad wolf was hungrily plotting his revenge in his cold and dreary cell. Do you see him? He's reading lots of books. A few weeks later, the Super Pigs were called to investigate a new crime. Mysteriously, one by one, bricks were starting to disappear all around Fairyland. This was very strange. The Super Pigs were on the case. Do you see all the bricks that are missing? I see Rapunzel's tower, and I see a couple bricks missing in there too. Later that day, they received some shocking news. The big bad wolf has escaped. Oh no. The residents of Fairyland were scared and once again turned to the Super Pigs for help. "Don't worry," the three heroes boasted. "We'll find that wolf and make him pay." The three little Super Pigs hunted high and low, far and wide, and long and hard, but the big bad wolf was nowhere to be seen. Do you see him? I see him. And I see his big wheelbarrow full of bricks. The pigs searched everywhere for clues. Some people claimed they had seen the wolf dressed up as a little old lady. So the pigs rounded up all the grandmas in Fairyland, but the wolf was a master of disguise, and they just couldn't spot him. Can you spot him? Every day, more and more bricks disappeared from Fairyland. As night fell, the whole town locked themselves indoors, too frightened to go out. They hoped the Super Pigs would find the wolf soon. He was up to something big and bad. Back at home, the first Super Pig was relaxing when he sensed something strange. Suddenly a dark shadow fell upon the room. "The big bad wolf!" cried the super pig. "I don't need to huff, I don't need to puff, and I don't need to blow your house in, because I am already inside," replied the pointy-eared wolf. The pig ran out through the front door, but was met with a terrible surprise. I wonder what the surprise could be. The cunning wolf had built a gigantic wall around the super pig's houses, using the stolen bricks from fairyland. The super pigs were trapped. Do you see that? Attempting to flee, the super pig tried to climb the brick wall using a ladder from the inside of his house, but it was too short. "Gotcha!" sneered the wolf as he captured the helpless pig. He got him in a net right there. Unaware of the danger, the second super pig was at home polishing his metals when he suddenly spotted something out of the corner of his eye. "The big bad wolf!" shrieked the super pig. "I don't need to huff, I don't need to puff, and I don't need to blow your house down, because I'm already inside," growled the wolf. With a huge scream, the terrified super pig quickly ran outside and into the enormous brick wall. Desperate to escape, the little pig jumped on a nearby trampoline, bouncing as high as he could, but it was no use. "Gotcha!" boasted the wolf as he caught the pig in his trusty net. "Two down, one to go," laughed the wolf as he prepared his delicious meal. They don't look very happy to be a meal. The third super pig had heard all the commotion and was busy hatching a plan when the big bad wolf suddenly appeared at his window. Remember, this third pig, he always has some really great ideas. He works really hard to figure them out too. The super pig grabbed his gear, raced straight out the front door and down the path as quickly as his little legs could carry him. Working quickly, he freed his captured brothers from their tight pastry blankets, but it was not quick enough. "Ha ha ha! There's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. I've built a wall around your houses, and now you're trapped inside," laughed the hungry wolf. "You're no super pigs, you're my dinner." "I don't think so," shouted the third pig. He whispered to his brothers, "Ready, set, let's go," and in a flash, they blasted off high in the night sky. The clever brother had outsmarted that silly wolf again, using his jetpack invention to save the day. The super pigs had left the big bad wolf trapped in his own self-built brick prison. The angry wolf raised his fist. "I'll get you little piggies yet." See them blasting off up there? Up in the sky, the three super pigs laughed out loud. "You'll never get us, not by the hairs of our chinny chin chins." And down below, the citizens of Fairyland cheered, "Wow, pigs really can fly!" And look, it looks like they're waving right there. The three little pigs had saved Fairyland from the big bad wolf once again. They truly were superheroes. Hooray for the three little super pigs! And the wolf is stuck inside still. So boys and girls, after you read that, you can figure out lots of the characters were the same of the original story, right? We still had the three little pigs, we still had the wolf, but the story was quite a bit different. There was a different problem and a different solution in the end. Maybe talk to your mom and dad about what the super pigs did to solve their problem in this story. Bye from Mrs. Clayton. And bye from Pete the cat.